Happy HBK Wellness Wednesday, everyone. Master trainer and wellness enthusiast Kiona Leah back with you guys again. And I know I'm a day late. I apologize. Wednesday did not go as planned at all, but something really important happened to me this week, and I really wanted to make sure to share it with everyone because there's been a lot of interest in the Best for the Chest Monday night class. Now, Monday night's class was all about detoxing and opening up the chest and the rib cage. The entire reason that I wanted to do this class was, one, we hadn't done upper body stuff in quite a while, but two, my classes are always all about me. People have been saying that for years. One of the big things was that I had been struggling with coughing for a couple weeks. My cough had finally calmed down, and when you cough, your rib cage really closes down, things get really tight. All these muscles, especially right around your diaphragm and all those intercostal muscles, they tighten up and they pull in, and it can be really hard long term to start taking breaths. And that's part of how stuff gets stuck, is we cough and the ribs puff out and pull in, and then they sit there and they kind of tense up and they don't go anywhere. And so that lack of movement can start causing our breathing to be a little more restricted, and it can keep the toxins stuck in our lungs because we're coughing up that phlegm, and it's part of our immune response to get rid of whatever virus, bacteria, pathogen settled into our lungs. That's part of what we want to do. It's not a bad thing to cough. Prolonged coughing is obviously a problem. And part of how that can happen is things get stuck and they can't move. So I had finally really stopped coughing, and I wanted to open my lungs back up so that my breathing, and we've got a couple videos on breathing in this series, could really open back up. So we did a lot of postural restoration work where we focused on inhaling all the way, 360, front, side, back, and then exhaling, pulling those ribs in, guiding those ribs down so that they're not stuck up or stuck down, but they can really open and expand up. And then as we release our breath, collapse down. This opening and closing, which is what our rib cage should do. Some fun, interesting things that I just learned recently from one of Dr. Huberman's podcasts, where he had a special guest, one of the premier researchers on respiration, is that inhaling for humans is an active activity. We inhale, the diaphragm pulls down, that allows that negative vacuum to open up so air rushes into our lungs. So we inhale, but then, yes, we can exhale, blowing out, or we can just release it and we'll exhale naturally. Exhaling can be a very passive way of letting our breath go. All mammals breathe this way, but learned in the podcast, did not know that no other animals do that. Mammals do it, but birds don't, invertebrates don't, sea life does not. They all go the other direction, which means their exhale pushes air out, and the inhale is passive in one way, shape, or form or another. But for us, we can inhale and exhale consciously. We want to make sure our ribs can do that. So the entirety of the workout was about opening and releasing that, which was great, except I wasn't quite ready. You'll hear a couple times in the video where I start coughing. I edited out a couple places where I really started coughing. And I spent the next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday following, really coughing. To the point, Tuesday night, I woke myself up overnight. I over-detoxed. I really was not ready. Now, it can end up, sometimes in holistic health, we call this a healing crisis because the body was not ready to get rid of as much as you asked it to get rid of. It can be dangerous depending on what happens. People can and have ended up in the hospital or other issues. I didn't get quite that far, thank goodness, but I definitely had some really bad really long coughing fits. I ended up having to get some specialized cough drops to calm that back down and go on some cough medicine for a day. Thank goodness, now that it is Thursday, not Wellness Wednesday, I'm doing much better and things have really opened up. So finding that balance between how do we start moving lymph but not move it too much can be a huge thing. One major thing that we talk about with our cellulite system is to drink more water. So I really needed to consume an extra 8 to 16 ounces of water to go with that workout to help my body help itself. Of course, because we're talking about the lungs, some other things that are really fantastic for them is inhaling humidity, especially if we add some soothing things like your Vicks Vapor Rub, which has menthol, eucalyptus, and camphor in it. Lavender can often help calm things down. I ended up getting a humidifier on Tuesday that has one of those little cups in it for my Vicks Vapor Rub. Putting that and extra clove, eucalyptus, lemongrass, and lavender in that to help calm things down, to soothe my lungs. That really made a big difference as well. Bumping up my supplementation, my zinc, my vitamin D, my vitamin C, and the Breathe Right homeopathics that I had also really made a big difference. So I wanted to come for Wellness Wednesday and share my experience with you guys. You guys know that I really tell people I never recommend things that I haven't tried or do myself. I am very honest about those things. And I want to make sure that you guys know if you've been struggling with coughing or with breathing, you may want to take that Monday workout, dial it back a little bit, work all the way up to all of the moves that opened and closed. So remember, we were not just opening our chest like we normally do within T-Tap, but we were doing that postural restoration of letting our ribs drop, pulling them back in, dropping that sternum back, and then opening it back open. Side to side rib movements, all of these different movements. They're really great, but if you're struggling with breathing, you may have to go a very small amount at a time. You want to make sure to get that extra detox and support the body, extra sleep, extra humidity, inhalants if you need them, soothing cough drops with menthol, honey, eucalyptus, things of that nature. These new Biovanta cough drops that I had really did a nice job of adding in some of those NSAIDs to calm inflammation as I inhaled them. Made a really big difference, but it did take a day or two to do that. So take it easy, help your body help itself. Use supportive herbal teas to help nourish the body. And big final thing, why I got to where I was Monday was because I went for acupuncture on Saturday. For me personally, one of the best things for coughing, Heather always likes to say coughing is rebellious chi, is acupuncture. What was interesting was normally that's the case and I have excess energy and the body is hit at me. This time I really needed nourishment. I needed more calming and more soothing and more of that type of breath work available to me to really support the body with extra sleep, extra soup, extra drinks in general, extra hydration, extra nutrition, and that extra humidity in the air really made a big difference for me. So if you do this workout and you have breathing problems, please take it slow. Please support your body because it will really make a difference to overall increase our health. And I do mention in the video, and I've talked about this before, 80% of our lymphatic drainage and movement is on this left side of the body. So having this full ability for this full inhale and these full exhales is very important. But take it slow. Take it from me. You don't want to have to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. coughing your full head off and you can't get back to sleep right away without your humidifier. Take care of you. Let me know what else you might want to talk about. Comment if you've had this experience, if you have other ideas, thoughts, and things that have worked for you. Let us know. I'm always, always, always happy and looking to share. In the meantime, I'm Keona Leah. I want to see you move, live, and thrive. So I'll see you on the next one.